Ziggy on my tray, yes sir. Oh my, what a way to start the day. Dollar in my pocket getting paid. Mint tea with some honey on the way. Oh shit, left a Ziggy on my tray, yes sir.
Round of applause for me. I ain't gonna lie to you, I've been putting all this video for a very, very, very long time because nothing felt real about it. Like, I literally thought at any point my school was gonna call me back and say, hey, you're not graduating. We know you got the grade technically, but nah. Just any call, any email I got from them, I thought it was just gonna be big old psych, something like that. And luckily that was not the case. Motherfucker, we graduated. I got the cap, bro. Yeah, I know you're not, like, I guess you're not supposed to wear this with a do-rag, but I don't really care. I'm in my own house. I graduated a week ago. Look, I'm just gonna talk about every grade level, give everything, you know, a rating out of 10, and then I got some extra shit to talk about at the end. Starting, obviously, with my freshman year. Bruh. Freshman year was what I will describe as the culture shock. In freshman year, I was not the ultra hunk of sexy man you see sitting in front of you. I was actually the complete opposite. I will actually contribute freshman year to a good chunk of my growth because I was a gifted kid. What I mean by that is that from kindergarten to 8th grade, I was in the classes with the same 30 people 7 days a day, or what? With the same 30 people, 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, 180 days per year. Yeah, I'm just giving the wraparound of saying I had a big culture shock, honestly. Like, obviously, I'm around other people those years prior, but it was nothing like this. Because I immediately went from seeing what I was used to seeing 3 times the amount of people I was used to. And every person is completely different. I know somebody out there relates to me. My course load was also a big old shock, okay? I was not prepared, and I kind of didn't do my work. That's not important. Not like it wasn't manageable, but I'm also not like an overachiever when it comes to my grades, so did my grades suffer? Maybe a little bit. Finished half B's, half C's for the year. I don't think I did any extracurriculars. No. I did the musical. I work as a stagehand, so I just got to build the set and all that shit like that. I think I did track. I think I did track. I don't know. I don't remember. Everything's kind of a blur. So, advice for freshman year? I don't know. All that stuff that you want to do, try it early, because then it'll fit into your schedule if you like it. And if you don't like it, you can always just not do it. But try that shit before you're a slave to capitalism and you got a job, because it makes things a lot harder. And please, 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 stop acting like this is Chuck E. Cheese during lunchtime, during pep rallies, during school dances. Final score for freshman year, I give that a 8 out of 10. Now we get to sophomore year. Sophomore year, I quote, the simping days. That was the year I first started opening up to extracurriculars on like a more consistent basis. I did track. I did swimming. I was a stagehand again. Just by the way, working backstage is probably one of the favorites of my time at school, at my time in high school. Theater kids are fucking hilarious. Now, I made the subtext for this section the simping days, right? If you're asking why, pretty self-explanatory. I was chasing hard. My downfall for that year. Yeah, lots of L's were taken that year. But we bounced back, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just remembered I was in band sophomore year because I kind of tried to flush it out of my brain. I play the trumpet, by the way. Sophomore year sucked, no cap. I passed with a D, though. If I have any advice to give for a sophomore, bruh, do not take a push. Do not take a push. Unless you absolutely have to, for one of these reasons. You care about your GPA, as in, you either care about your GPA that year, or you're thinking to the future where you can get like a 5.0. Number 2, you're using that AP credit somewhere down the line, meaning you're taking that AP test and you're gonna pass the AP test. And number 3, don't take that class unless you 1000% know you're gonna pass that class. If your reasons do not line up with those 3 reasons, don't take that class yet. his fire truck outside yet, because okay, you might take another year, whatever. But a lot of people I know that take that class only do okay, and if they do good, they didn't enjoy it. It's a hard ass class. It's a big ass stress on your financial, on your academic year. And honestly, I don't know anyone who legitimately enjoyed that class. Honestly, just take normal classes, do your work. If you want to take an AP class, take AP Human Geo. If your school has it, it's 1,000% better than AP US. But yeah, just do your work, bro. I wish I realized earlier that doing your work beforehand is 10,000 times better. Keeps a lot of the stress away. So yeah, sophomore year, I'm gonna chalk that up as an L. 4 out of 10. You know, now on to junior year. I call this section the blossoming because I blossomed, kinda, sorta. There was a lot of opening up of like my mind and my mindsets and all the stuff that I was doing before, and all the stuff that I used to hate and that I didn't used to hate. I don't know why, but when I got to junior year, it all just flushed out in my head, and I was trying a lot of stuff. I was doing choir, which I never thought I would be in a choir. Funny thing is, I was in a choir and I was beatboxing, and I didn't even know I could beatbox. But that shit kind of bust, not gonna lie. That was definitely one of the highlights of my junior year, was all those choir performances. My best year in terms of extracurriculars and grades until we got to our 2-week break for quarantine. But leading up to that point, I had done a bunch of band concerts, a bunch of choir concerts, participated with my choir in the ICHSA, which is the International Competition of High School Acapella. Right before we went into our quarantine, I had a musical coming up, which my entire job was just to dance and sing and be on skates and dance while singing on skates. Basically, all last year, I was just branching out like a motherfucker, trying new things. There was the occasional BS along the way at some points. Obviously, that's how every year goes. But for majority of the time, I would say I enjoyed junior year the most, actually. This year did not suck. Finished for the first time in my high school career with above a 3.0 GPA. Totally not thanks to COVID fucking up our grading system. That was all me, 1,000%. And even though I said this was probably my best year, I do want to rate junior year a 6.99 out of 10. Now, senior year is what I would like to call the hard throw. I titled this section the hard throw for one specific reason, but before I get into that, I'd like to explain what throwing is. Throwing is losing or giving yourself a disadvantage on purpose, right? For example, the Golden State Warriors blew a 3-1 lead to the Cavaliers. They threw. They had the major advantage, only had to win one more game, and they did not. Now, I am the Golden State Warriors, and this year was the Cavaliers. My one job this year was just to pass 4 classes. I didn't even have a full schedule. I only had a half day. My job this year was simply to pass 4 classes with at least a C, and I failed all but one. I barely passed the one class I needed to graduate, and actually, it was probably at the mercy of my teacher because I needed an 88 to pass, and I got an 88.5. So, thanks, Miss Breon. I really appreciate it. I missed hella classes, missed hella work, didn't turn in work that I actually did for some reason, because apparently that's something that you do when you need to pass a class. In actuality, I probably only did about 6% of the work that was given to me all year, hence the term hard throw. I almost lost it right at the end, and I gave up a bunch of times, but I clutched up 3 days from the last day of school. And as much as I almost fucked it up, I kind of didn't hate this year. You know, I was at home the whole time. I was doing nothing, which is the same reasons why I hated it, because I wanted to be in school doing something. Like, I'm not an online school person. That's what I found out this year. That is the biggest lesson I learned all year. I can't do online school. Being at home all day, bored, and then working a shitty job for 7 hours is a recipe for disaster for your mental state, okay? But if you watch my last video, you know what I was doing to combat the boredom, so to speak. COVID kind of fucked everything low-key on the low-key. My ignorance actually almost completely fucked everything high-key on the high-key. Failed almost every class, but I passed though. I rated a 4 out of 20. And my final rating out of 40 for high school is 8 plus 4 plus 6.99 plus 420 is 20.99 out of 40. So basically high school gets a F, but a passing F. It's just the random words I had to add to the end. I know someone's gonna ask me about relationships, and if they're not gonna ask, somebody out there wants to know, and I kind of just want to share it, so I'm gonna share it anyways. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't do all that dating shit for real. Like, my dating parts of my stats tree is probably only at level 2. Like, I don't know what it is, but high school dating just does not vibe with me, bro. And for all the people who say, oh, well, you can't know what you like without dating, you have a point. However, comma, I also know I don't like getting shot in the chest, and I've never been shot in the chest. Yeah, as for relationships though, I've been in like a couple getting to know each other stages, or like the talking stage, which doesn't really exist, by the way. At the beginning of quarantine in junior year, there was actually one relationship. 28 days. The most recent one was this year, and regardless of the we'll see where it goes title, I'm gonna say where we're dating. Probably not as exciting as you expected for this section, but there's not much detail to go into because there's not much detail to be had. My one piece of advice: if you cannot see a future without that person, you got a fucking rough lesson coming for you. Sorry, not sorry, but I would love to see you prove me wrong. Losing my virginity. So I know someone's gonna ask about losing my virginity because that's like a common theme in this high school videos. I have 4 bodies. That was a lie. That was from my Instagram clip. I'm actually a whole ass virgin. Like, I know it's surprising looking at me and seeing all this sex appeal that oozes from me, but yeah, like, I just had my first kiss this year. Let's take it step by step, you know, a little bit slower. Okay, niggas be scared. Like, I've had multiple chances and I just said no every time. So my one piece of advice for this one: don't rush it, because you're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. Fights. Like, I've been through all of high school without getting in a single fight, like where I had to throw hands. Like, I'll hurt you with words, but I don't throw fists like that unless I absolutely have to. So I never had to, because I mind my fucking business. It's not like it's hard to not fight, but I just felt like I had to add that because there's a good chance that you're gonna see a fight, even if you're at a Christian school. I don't know, I feel like Christian schools probably they got the same amount of fights. They got to. Yeah, I just felt like I had to add that because majority of the fights in high school are so dumb. People are fighting over girls, boys. It's 7 in the morning. Why are you fighting at 7 a.m? Aren't you still waking up? Damn, there's an airplane outside. And also, there's something you realize after watching as many fights as I have at school. High school kids do not give a fuck about your feelings. They do not give a fuck about your body. They are trying to cause you legitimate harm, okay? I've seen a kid get his head slammed into a locker. I've seen a kid get his head slammed into a sink. I've seen people push a kid down a flight of stairs, okay? You should not be fighting in high school. There's a 50-50 chance you're gonna get fucked up. And if you're doing the fucking up, that suspension is not worth it, bro. Man, just go to class and do your work on time. Like, you will get through high school if you do nothing else but go to class and do your work on time. Submit your work on time. Like, do all your assignments, but at the same time, don't sacrifice your mental health for grades, because those grades, despite what you might think, does not mean you're dumb if you're failing. Grades don't equal your intelligence. Do new things, because if it's fun and you like it, you'll be butthurt you didn't do it earlier. You got 4 years to figure out if you like it or not. And if you don't like it, at least you tried it. That's kind of fucking it for the video as far as what I got to say. I know I left out a lot of stuff, but like, you know, I gotta keep these to a minimum. I'm still trying to have people finish the video. Miss Breon, I already thanked you earlier in the video, but you know what's up. We got a go-to-go connection, okay? Thank you very much for helping me this year. Miss Russell, thank you also, because I was not coming to class and you sent me work every class as if I was gonna do that shit, and I did not do it. My 2 prior English teachers, Miss Lawless and Mr. Jenkins, thank you, because I don't know, English is not really my best subject, isn't it? That's kind of it for all the big things. Like, if I could give a personalized thank you to every teacher, I would, but I'm gonna just blanket it all and say thank you, because I didn't think I was going, like, for real, I didn't even think I was gonna be alive on graduation day. So now that I'm actually graduated and it's been a week and they can't take that cap back from me, thank you. As always, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, because I'm actually doing a good job of sticking to my upload schedule. So you know, there's gonna be some more coming. My Spotify playlist is linked in the description if you didn't listen to it last time. I know last time when I posted it wasn't ready, but it's gonna be there this time. It's good. Listen to it. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you come back for the next one. And I will see y'all in the next one.